Alright, now this is as wide as we're gonna get, because we're not gonna give him super long legs. So, round 3, in the front loop only, single crochet around, and then round 4 through whatever. We'll see, because we're gonna transition back to the black after this. One thing I kind of wish we could have done better in in 2020 when, no one was really going anywhere is, the quality of the video calls. Because now we're, video call pros at this point, I'm sure. But I remember one, holiday video call I wish, we could have had, a list of talking points you wanted to ask each family. Because eventually Christmas just evolved into everybody kind of doing, having people on in the background as they did, regular stuff, and, that was awkward. But it definitely could have been a time for, meaningful, somewhat meaningful, connection. And I feel like, I don't know, a lot of missed opportunities, but, hindsight's 2020. Pun not entirely intended. Alright, so that hopefully makes things flat. We're just gonna single crochet around in both loops and hope that the front loop only gives us that nice little ridge. Let's see. The week before he was out hiking with his mom. Wow! What a trooper! He lived every moment of his life, but yeah, COVID does suck. And yeah, we were. Honestly, I felt really bad for any kid that was younger than middle school, because trying to do distance learning is rough if you didn't have a dedicated person at home. Every now and again, I would go over to my parents' house to kind of help my brother with his homework. He managed to get an A in programming, but definitely, his teachers appropriately, roasted him when they definitely see, the reflection of a device when he'd have his camera on, or, when he straight up, wouldn't turn in assignments. And, now it's not like when, presumably you and I were children and, your parents could just go online and see you not turning in assignments. You just had to wait for the progress report to come out around the holidays. So it was a rough time. Alright. So once again, change to black in round 5. Because I think this is a nice sole, so we're gonna cut this off. And we're gonna start the black. And then round 6 to whatever. But yeah, as an at least now, I have an appreciation for what types of food are good to go. Etc., etc. I'm just hoping that going forward, we can have more meaningful gatherings if we choose to gather. Because I know at least, a positive is that I've definitely, discovered the great, not discovered, but have an appreciation for the great outdoors. So I'm hoping for 2023 that I can maybe secure some good hiking spots and see some state and or national parks. There is an app called reservation.gov, which is a way to kind of reserve and look up camping spots. The only part that sucks is that you need to know the official government name of a park, and sometimes what the park name is not what it's listed as in the app, so it can be hard to find it. But it's a good concept, and I want to see if I can, get one camping trip with friends. Because I went with my in-laws, and they aren't chopped liver, but it was like 90 something degrees, 100% humidity when I went camping in June, and I'm like, let's try to go hiking in like the fall and see some like pretty leaves. The end. Yeah, and like what's cool is like depending on how you do it, camping can be a very cheap activity. I think my in-laws paid like $13 a day for like their plot of land. I gotta tell you, sleeping in a tent definitely sucks. That's why if I had to do it again, I'm doing it in the fall, not at 90 degrees, 100% humidity. But hey, if you have the gas, a reliable vehicle, it could be a sweet time, like a way to like get away and just like enjoy the outdoors and like not have to spend too much money. Now, obviously, where it can get expensive is like some of the gear. Like I bought hiking boots; they were $180, but it rained prior to us coming down there. Part of why it was so humid, and my hiking boots definitely kept my feet dry. And I'm like, wow, this is a great return on investment. But I will not buy shoes anytime soon of that caliber. Oh, you're telling me, Clover, about needing a good mattress. The problem is that we had sleep like the sleeping bags we got, it's like the ones that you walk around in, and it's really like only good for that because when we laid down, and we should have tested this before we came, but um yeah, they didn't go up to our chest. And it was still not comfortable sleeping on the hard ground, so my in-laws had two options, air mattress or a cot. We said air mattress for the first night, and that was the actual worst because the air mattress had a leak in it, and I'm not a heavy person, so my husband would weigh one side of the air mattress and I would just sink morosely to his side, and like every time he shifted his weight, I would like feel him move, and it was torture. So then we opted for like a little like cot like pad, and that was a lot better. Yeah, it was awful. 0 out of 10 recommend. I did not really sleep that camping trip. I was so ready to go. Um, Honestly, after the second day, because I stayed for like 3 days. All right, so that's gonna be his leg. We're gonna fasten off with this. And then it didn't help that, on the one hand, like with camping, everybody brings their families because yeah, it's nice to have children discover the great outdoors. But then, if they're having like a bad night and it's 2 a.m. and they're crying because sometimes that's what they do, it's like, I was a little less than thrilled. Like, I understood, I wasn't mad. It was just like, I'm tired and I can't. Because I know who else was tired? The parent dealing with the kid crying at 2 a.m. But yeah, I'm definitely on team hiking. Like, I'll go hiking again because for me, what makes going the outdoors a better experience is okay. So, say you go out in the summer, you hike 5 miles, you get beautiful views, you're sweaty, everything's sticking to you. You know, what would be a better way to reward yourself than a nice cold shower? When you do tent camping, you don't get like you get a shower because they had showers there, but it's like a dorm. And like I didn't even have time to worry about catching COVID by like dealing with people in the bathroom. It was just like the cleanliness that there was just mud everywhere. They did clean it once a day for an hour, but there's hundreds of people with their families. It's gonna be like suspiciously wet. But I just felt like I never got clean. I was always sweaty. I'm like, I need a hotel next time. The end. Oh no. You know what? Saving like a good mattress is also worth its weight in gold. Another thing, when I was but like when my husband and I like had moved in, we weren't married yet. He had one of those purple mattresses because His first mattress was just some random ancient thing from his youth. And then I'm like, hey, you don't have to sleep in a twin. How about upgrading the size of your bed? So we ended up getting a full, those box purple mattress from like Target, right? And that's fine if it's just you. But my complaint with purple mattresses is that you have one person on one side and you have like a slightly smaller person on the other side. I would sink when we got engaged, like I would once again sink to the middle of the mattress. And then I'm just like, I can't stay on my side of the bed because I'm sinking and this mattress like is not like cannot hold a meaningful amount of weight. So I think we have a Casper mattress now. Um, Sometimes it gets kind of hot at night, but I'm pleased with it because for the main reason of, hey, at least I'm not sinking in the middle this time. And they had like some weirdo sale where it's like, hey, we're gonna toss in a pillow and and like sheet set, and I'm like, seems legit. So, because I think we moved in May, so there was like a random Mother's Day sale happening. So, it is what it is. But I think what's worse than an air mattress is sleeping on like a military style cot or a cot. Because I remember the fabric of like the types of cots my mom has, because she's a Marine Corps veteran. I remember when we were kind of in between furniture, we had to use those. And just simply turning over in those cots just caused so much noise. You woke yourself up, you woke the person you were sleeping around. It was straight up not a good time. And they were uncomfortable. But low key, I do see the merit in owning cots because, as an example, like, the house I'm in now, right? It's 3 bedrooms. And we really can only house one person because the bed that's next to me, so breaking the immersion, the craft room is really half guest bedroom, half I have my crafts in this corner, right? So it's really only good for when my brother comes over. But like, if my aunt and uncle and my mom's side wanted to visit, it's like I don't quite have room for you because a full was terrible for my husband and I to sleep in. I couldn't imagine like literally anybody else. And it's actually, and yeah, this is the what's on this bed is the purple mattress, so it actually would even be worse. Um, because yeah, we didn't get rid of my bed because it's a nice bed frame, you know, a pain in the butt to put together, but you know, gets the job done. Furniture's expensive. I'm gonna ride this till it dies. But yeah, like if anybody like tried to come like with their like spouse or multiple children, it's like I don't have room for you guys. Like the dining room table has 6 chairs, and I like it's perfect for like a board game night. But like if people are trying to like spend the night in high style, it's like I do not have those types of accommodations, sir, madam. I always like not always, but a part of me kind of envisioned myself as being more of a hostess when I got like a meaning like more of my own space, but sometimes it's not quite meant to be. Worst case scenario, I think I could probably like give a guest my bed and just hang out in the lesser beds slash rooms, but But yeah, I gotta say, I feel like LeChonk is turning out decently. Um, the only challenge is like his eye has like a weird golden goop thing, and I have like a sort of yellow for that off screen, on screen. Um, but yeah, he's not the worst to make. Tomorrow, unfortunately, though, I have to go back into the office because there's a training I have to go through, slash a couple other meetings. So, went. I don't know about you, Clover, but I do get the opportunity to work from home every now and again, but I try not to rock the boat too hard, but I definitely wish um, I could just be permanent remote, but the industry really loves their commercial real estate slash their old ways of working, so we suffer. I feel like obviously for some lines of work, like you can't work from home. Like we have at home care, but like, nursing, being in the healthcare, it's like you do have to go to a center and get care. We get it. But basically, if you don't like deal with the public or deal with a lot of collaboration, we should have stayed home. And then I feel like so many jobs or so many towns could have been revitalized by just people like starting businesses around where people live instead of going to where the commercial real estate is. But, preaching to the choir, I'm sure. All right. We will actually stop here for the day. I know I only have two out of my 4 feet, but I gotta make sure that I pack most of my lunch tomorrow because when I get home from bar class, I have to put my eggs on and like run out the door and get dressed. So I gotta prepare myself for bed so that way I don't set myself up for failure because I have to be in tomorrow. Let me take a quick. We got decently far. But yeah, good night, Clover, and thanks for popping by. I really appreciate it. Every time someone does. And congratulations on having a kindergartner, and may the odds be in your favor for the rest of, school for the next 12 years of corporate school. I know. Video for the TikTok. Photo for the stories. Anyway, social media-ing aside, everybody have a good night. Next week is craft night. Please bring your winter projects. Get a head start on your winter crafts, whether that's for you or a relative, so you're not scrambling in September. And we'll just have more lo-fi and more vibes. We've been talking about Funko Pops, old cartoons, and storylines, so come with your crafts and your vibes, and we'll have a great time. But for everybody else, thanks you for stopping by, and I hope you have a good night.